My charming and fair-minded Libra friend, hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Libra, there's a familiar hush lingering between your words this week, a pause you might not admit to anyone, not even yourself. It's the quiet that settles in when something doesn't sit right, but you're not ready to speak it aloud. Maybe you're carrying the weight of a recent disappointment, or perhaps you're still questioning what went unsaid in a conversation that mattered. There's a subtle ache that keeps you looking backward, as if you're retracing the steps that led here, hoping to find a way things could have turned out differently. In the presence of others, you still offer your gentle smile, but inside there's a wavering note, a sense that not everything has been reconciled. You want to move forward, yet some inner part of you lingers at the edge of a memory, unable to let go of what was lost or left behind. You're living in the wake of the 5 of Cups, whether you see it or not. The atmosphere is tinged with old disappointments, and even small reminders can stir a fresh wave of emotion. You might notice how your mind drifts, almost against your will, toward moments you wish had gone another way. There's a heaviness in your chest, a sense that something slipped through your fingers, and you can't quite shake the feeling that you should have done more, said more, or been more present when it counted. This isn't about dramatic heartbreak. It's more subtle and persistent, like the echo of a song that won't leave your head. Sometimes you try to distract yourself, throwing energy into daily routines or the needs of others, but the sense of loss tugs at you in quiet moments. It's not just sadness, it's a frustration that you can't rewrite the past, no matter how many times you revisit it in your mind. You may catch yourself replaying scenes, looking for missed clues or signs that things were shifting. There's a longing for closure, but the answers aren't coming quickly. Instead, you're left with a blend of regret and hope, a mix that keeps you suspended between what was and what might still be possible. The world around you moves ahead, but you feel caught, as if one foot remains in a shadow you can't quite step out of yet. And yet, beneath all this, you sense there's more to your story, something waiting to be acknowledged, even if it's uncomfortable. The ache is real, but so is your resilience, quietly holding you together, even as you search for understanding in the aftermath. From this emotional place, the path before you starts to take shape almost on its own. The feelings you carry are not just burdens, they become a kind of fuel, stirring up questions and a restless urge to change something. Your longing for closure and clarity draws you into moments of reflection. You might find yourself pulled toward choices or conversations you've been putting off, sensing that the only way forward is through the fog, not around it. There's a growing pressure to let the past inform your next steps rather than define them. The discomfort of what's unresolved quietly shapes what you notice, what you avoid, and even how you relate to those around you this week. And as the week unfolds, you start to realize that these emotional tensions are not obstacles, but invitations, signals that it's time to meet the moment with more honesty than before. All of this momentum, this subtle push and pull, brings you face to face with judgment. It's not a blaring call, but a persistent undertone that rises whenever you pause long enough to feel it. The world around you might seem to be moving faster, making it harder to ignore what's been sleeping beneath the surface. Old choices float back into your awareness, and you sense a pressure to see them in a new light. This isn't about blame or self-criticism. Instead, it's a stirring, a need to review where you've been and what you've carried with you, almost as if you're standing at a crossroads between past and future. There's a friction here, born from the tension between wanting to stay safe in familiar discomfort and the need to answer a deeper call. Sometimes this call sounds like an urge to speak up, to clear the air, or to finally forgive yourself for something you've been holding on to. Other times, it feels like an internal reckoning, a gentle but insistent voice asking you to look at your life with clear eyes without turning away from what hurts. The pressures you feel might be subtle, but they are real. A conversation that keeps coming up, a decision you can no longer postpone, or even a new opportunity that forces you to confront old fears. The environment seems to conspire, nudging you toward a choice, even as you hesitate. This is not the kind of week where avoidance feels possible. Instead, you're being asked, by circumstances, by your own inner compass, to move toward resolution, even if the steps feel uncertain. It's a process that's as much about releasing as it is about choosing, and the friction you feel is a sign that something important is in motion. The possibility of change is not automatic. It depends on how honestly you meet these moments, how gently you allow yourself to see what's really there. Each step along your path will ask something of you, a willingness to pause, to listen, to accept the discomfort without shrinking from it. If you move through the week with presence and self-respect, you'll notice the difference not in what happens to you, but in how you relate to what's happening. The shift is subtle, but it opens a door. What you do with that opening is yours to discover. This is where your potential, represented by the Knight of Wands, begins to glow. It's not about racing ahead or forcing things to happen. Instead, it's an invitation to rediscover your own spark, that part of you that still hungers for experience and movement. The earlier heaviness doesn't disappear, but it begins to lose its grip as you respond to what's calling you forward. There's energy building, a sense that you could, if you wished, step out of the old story and let your curiosity take the lead for a while. Here, growth means letting your desire for change guide you, even if you're not sure where it will lead. There's a courage in allowing yourself to feel excitement again, even if it's mixed with uncertainty. You might notice a new urge to say yes, to try something that once felt too risky, or to express yourself with more conviction than you thought possible just days ago. This isn't recklessness. It's a careful return to your own agency, a willingness to trust that the road ahead holds something worth exploring. You don't have to have it all figured out. The invitation is simply to move, to test the waters, to let your natural enthusiasm find its way back into your choices. As you do, you may notice that the burden of the past lightens, not because you've forgotten, but because you are finally letting yourself live beyond it. As the week draws to a close, the story of these three cards weaves together with quiet clarity. The ache of the Five of Cups, the self-examination of judgment, and the invitation of the Knight of Wands create a gentle arc, one that mirrors your own journey from regret to release to renewed energy. You may never get all the answers you seek from the past, but you can carry its lessons with compassion rather than with blame. The momentum you feel is not an outside force pushing you, but an inner readiness to let go of old patterns and try something new, even if it's just a small step. Through this, you rediscover a sense of possibility that had been waiting for you all along, quietly beneath the surface. There will always be things left unresolved, but you are not defined by them. You are defined by your willingness to meet yourself honestly and to move forward, even if the path is uncertain. This week, that willingness is your anchor. It brings calm, even as everything around you shifts. And in that calm, you find reassurance. You are not what you've lost, but what you choose to create next. Actionable insights for Libra this week. It might feel grounding to pause when a regret surfaces and simply notice what you're feeling without trying to change it. If you're drawn to reconnect with someone or something left unresolved, allow yourself to take a small, real step in that direction today. Let a quiet sense of curiosity guide your choices, even in familiar routines. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I notice what I'm feeling and I let it be real. I am allowed to look back without staying there. Each day brings me new chances to respond. I trust myself to move forward with openness. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.